If you are tired of seeing criminals get away with murder, tired of hearing excuses for the wicked, then it's time to take action. Hit that subscription button now and stay in the loop with the Jamaica Young Police channel. We are not here to sugarcoat. We are here to expose the truth, bring justice, and make sure the real heroes get the recognition they deserve. Don't wait for the change. Be the change. Subscribe, like, and let's make some noise and hold those criminals accountable. Justice in action. Speak up. Crime must fall. And remember that we have go inside the description box and you'll see various links to various things for the Jamaica Young Police channel. JamaicaYoungPoliceChannel.com, where you see articles and stuff like that. Those who like to read, and we continue to give you guys exceptional material over here. So, moving on. Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. To our loyal viewers, subscribers and Patreon member. At the channel, we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because they save lives. This is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives at this channel. We at the channel aid criminals with a passion and do not want them over here. We do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you to go to prison or the departure lounge at Madden. Moving on to today's video. Yo, if you are tired of seeing criminals get away with murder, tired of hearing excuses for the wicked, then it's time to take action. Hit that subscription button now and stay in the loop with the Jamaica Young Police channel. We are not here to sugarcoat. We are here to expose the truth, bring justice, and make sure the real heroes get the recognition they deserve. Don't wait for the change. Be the change. Subscribe, like, and let's make some noise and hold those criminals accountable. Justice in action. Speak up. Crime must fall. And remember that we have go inside the description box and you'll see various links to various things for the Jamaica Young Police channel. JamaicaYoungPoliceChannel.com, where you see articles and stuff like that. Those who like to read, and we continue to give you guys exceptional material over here. So, moving on. Yes, right now you're looking at a woman. Yeah, man, she's a candidate for the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization. Her name is Danishka Williams, and she's the daughter of Kingston Eastern businessman PMP LGBTQ plus Dai or the King of East, Dai Williams. That man have blood on his hands. Even when him end up him hand in a darkness, the blood from the amount of people that he's responsible for sending to the departure lounge, he can't hide it. Even him have on gloves, the blood stain is coming through the gloves. Yes, but to him, he's bad. And in Jamaica, everything the opposite of ethics is unethical. If it's morality, they want to be immoral. If it's truthful, they want to be dishonest or be a liar. So everything that is good, the Jamaicans gravitate to the opposite. If you're a truth teller, you're an informer. If you're a criminal, you're a good person. I don't know how we come up with all these things, but it started by a man named Michael Manley, who romanticized criminality and normalized it. Before then, when people violated other people's rights, they would have to move out of the community because you brought shame and disgrace to your family. It's an African culture. But here we have a white man who came from England, come to our country and destroy our culture. So now we are living the culture that was imparted to us by a man from England here, Michael Manley. So now you're looking at the woman now, Danishka Williams. Never met her, don't know her or anything like that, but I know that she's a daughter of Dai Williams. And based on information received and obtained, that she was held with a stolen BMW by the cops. Yes, and it's all over. People asking all kind of questions and this and that about the same. So you know, we at the Jamaica Young Police Channel, we are all about the truth, transparency, and we're always going to tell you the facts. So the blood price of power, the shocking legacy of Dai Williams, and the rise of his daughter in the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization. If you look at the thumbnail, during this presentation, as I said to you, every thumbnail on every video that I have done, there's some meaning and connotation behind them. So not just listen, watch too. So I make it a presentation with evidence to support what I am saying. Because knowledge is power, and some people have photographic memory, while others' memory differs. In a twisted heel, in the halls of Jamaica political underworld, where loyalty is paid, not in ballots, but in blood, there lies the chilling story of Dai Williams, a man whose name once whispered through the dark alley ways of East Kingston and other part of the corporate era, carried the weight of debt, terror, and political manipulation. He was no ordinary man. Dai wasn't just a Don. He was a PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization executioner in chief, a militant enforcer who turned East Kingston into a war zone of fear and control, one body at a time. Dai Williams rose to prominence in the 1980s during one of Jamaica's most volatile period, when politics, organized crime fused into one corrupt and bloody machine, operating under the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization umbrella. Back then, it was the PMP umbrella. It was the PMP, People's National Party. Now, I call it the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization. Reason being, before if Mark Golding came out, the big belly white man, Mark Gummibere Golding from England, before he came out and endorsed same-sex relationship, marriage, I told the Jamaican people that the party was a LGBTQ plus criminal organization because of the people who I know that operate within. As I said before, I don't have any PMP, no GLP friend, I can call and they tell me things. I don't. So everything is all about the PMP. But when you have a house, you have to fix it. You understand? So Dai Williams didn't just support the party, he enforced its rules with gunfire and fire bombs. Yeah man, them makeshift bombs, Molotov cocktail. But perhaps his most notorious act came in October 1987, when it is widely believed, based on whispers from police office sources and intelligence circle, and even from one of the men who was killed in Pegasus, Arnett Gardens, because that man, Luke Campbell, had told the police officers who sent him to the departure lounge that it was Dai Williams who sent him and the other men to kill Supreme Court Judge Derek Hugh when they assassinated him. This wasn't just a murder, it was a direct message to Jamaica's justice system. Do not dare challenge the will of the criminal political nexus. Justice Hugh, known for his fierce independence and unwillingness to bow to political pressure, had apparently angered the wrong people. Dai Williams, he was, had a file for him some car stealing ring in the eyes of the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization underbelly. He represented a threat to their control that sealed his fate. This was no rogue act by an undisciplined thug. No, this was a calculated political execution orchestrated by a Don who answered to higher powers and whose loyalty was rewarded with protection, impunity and reverence from the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization elite. Dai Williams' actions ensure that lawlessness remain cloaked in politics and politics remain saturated in blood. But this is Jamaica, a land where the sins of the father don't haunt the children, they reward them. Fast forward to present day, and we see Dai Williams, the daughter of this political grim reaper, being unpicked, awarded the privilege of contesting a seat in St. Ann as a member of parliament under the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization. Let that sink in. While sons and daughters of honest, law-abiding citizens struggle to pay school fees, seek visas and fight tooth and nail to get a fair shot in life, the daughter of political killers are groomed for power. So you have Angela Brown Burke, her father, yeah man, we had to hear something about her father. Tony Brown was a known murderer who killed all of people in the 1980s. In the 1976 up to 80 and run away to Cuba, spent 13 years in exile, and we have done video about him and his daughter has been rewarded too. So we have two known murderer daughter who benefit because of their father's crime for the party. So that's why we tell you say PMP is a criminal organization. You cannot point to one person in a Jamaica Labour Party whose father was a known murderer or a don or a thug. There's no coke in a Jamaica Labour Party. There's no mass up. And I can go on and on and on. There's no Milo or Alex. You understand? They are not there. So let that sink in. Yeah, so the message to Jamaicans is clear. If your father murders Supreme Court judges and enforces political terror, your reward is political royalty. This is the scam, the betrayal of the Jamaican people that has been running uninterrupted for decades. These were the people that run Jamaica from 1989 up to the 20 early 2000s and like 8 years ago. Criminals will have run the country, elected as political representative when they are criminal supporters. So Danishka Williams didn't rise on merit, community service or academic brilliance. She is a legacy candidate, not of excellence, but of executions. Because her father killed a whole heap of people in Jamaica. We're not talking about justifiable, we're talking about murder. This isn't about one woman or one man. This is about a system that's continued to elevate criminals and their offspring into the highest chambers of power, where they now wear suits instead of ulsters, but operate with the same ruthlessness and ruthless ambition. Then I killed what the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization is that I know campaigns for it. That's the cycle. So to every Jamaican who has lost a loved one to violence, to every community still haunted by the sound of gunshots, to every honest public servant living in fear, look closely at what this party rewards. They do not reward honesty. They do not reward service. They reward blood sacrifice. This is your wake-up call. The message has come to pull the curtain back on the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization and expose them for what they are. A mafia state in red shirts, orange shirts, a bloodline of tyranny passing from fathers to daughter. Angela Brown Burke, her father, is Tony Brown, most wanted man in the 1980s. Returned back to Jamaica to he was welcome in 1993. In which they had a big party out there by East Kingston, Warwick Hill, Foothill, and the Prime Minister of Jamaica, the Black Thief, was there along with Michael Manley. The amount of gun salute them give the criminal with illegal guns. Police were there. But these police officers, they are not police officers per se. They are political activists operating as police officers. So Danishka Williams' candidacy is not a symbol of progress. It is a monument to the victims or fathers left behind. Remember the name? Dai Williams, killer of justice. Danishka Williams, beneficiary of blood. The PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, enablers of both. So Danishka Williams caught in a stolen BMW. The truth, the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization doesn't want you to know. In a country where political class moves with arrogance and impunity, it's no surprise that Danishka Williams, the rising star of the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, has now found herself in a scandal that reeks of entitlement, deception, and total disregard for law and order. The headlines blared, potential MP held in stolen BMW. Social media went wild. The streets of St. Ann were buzzing with whispers. Was in this bold-faced case of grand theft, hearted by a so-called future leader, or the daughter of the infamous East Kingston Don, businessman and PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization activist and voter Dai Williams, has been caught red-handed in a hot ride. But as with all things, the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, the devil is in the details. And so is the dishonesty. Here's what really happened, and buckle up, because this isn't your typical traffic stop story. This is a tale of political privilege, financial recklessness, and the shameful lens of the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization with goal to shield their golden children from accountability. Because criminals, remember I say criminals in our life, criminals, everything what criminals have done, it's always someone else's fault. So the facts behind the flashing blue lights. According to credible reports, information received and obtained, the BMW Danishka Williams was driving was not listed as stolen. Not in the traditional criminal sense. No masked gunmen hijacked it. No car thief jimmied the ignition. But here's the twist that exposes the rat beneath the polished public image. The vehicle was under a financing agreement. Multiple payments were missed. The bank, acting with its legal rights, seized the car. In the world, the real world, we call this repossession due to default. But in the world of the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, where every comrade walk around with delusions of untouchable royalty, Danishka Williams was shocked that the bank dared to take back what she failed to pay for. What does this say about her capacity to lead, to manage public funds, or to represent the people of St. Ann? Simply, it's simple. If you can't manage a car loan, how can you manage a constituency budget for Jamaican tax dollars? The BMW symbolism. A BMW isn't just a car, it's a status symbol, a political fashion statement. It's cream, a rival, even when the payments haven't. So, when Danishka Williams slid behind the wheel, she wasn't just driving the car, she was driving her father's bloody legacy of entitlement, corruption, and criminal privilege. straight into the next generation. Let us not forget, this is the daughter of Dai Williams, a man linked to some of Jamaica's most violent political crimes, including the alleged contract to murder Supreme Court Judge Derek Yu in September 1987. The man soaked in blood, the enforcer for the old guard of the PMP, which is now the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, has now handed over or passed the torch of power to his daughter. But instead of rising through integrity or merit, Danishka track record already mirrors the same irresponsibility and deceit that have plagued the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization for decades. So here's the real scandal. The car may not have been stolen in the legal sense, but the attempt to spin the story, to hide the truth from the people, and to represent Danishka Williams as a victim is the real theft here. They are trying to steal your trust, your vote, and your future with this political fraudster in training. What happened when this same woman with a known track record of financial irresponsibility and an inherent link to political criminality get elected? Will it be a BMW today, a backdoor government contracts tomorrow? Will it be unpaid loans now and missing constituency funds later? Will it be another PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization leader living lavish while the poor suffer under broken promises, potholes, and poverty? Danishka Williams is not fit for office, not because of a repossessed car, but because of what it symbolizes: entitlement without responsibility, legacy without merit, glamour masking rot, and a political culture that rewards bloodlines, not brilliance. If Jamaica is to move forward, we must break the generational curse of rewarding the children of political killers with seats of power. We have done that already with Angela Brownburg. She's now the member of parliament for the same seat that Portia Simpson-Miller represented for decades and became prime minister. So let the repossession of the BMW be a symbol. It's time to repossess Jamaica from the hands of political frauds and dynasty. Have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica Young Police Channel out.